here today, we're just going to replace a faulty lock on a door, on a bedroom door. We've got a like-for-like lock, which means it's the same brand, it'll fit in the same spot, so there's not a lot to do. The only thing that's a bit different is this lock actually has a knock-in latch, not a cut-out latch. So we're going to leave the knock-in latch in, we're not going to take it off, it's still working okay. So firstly, we'll pop the inside handle off, then pull the cover rows off so we can get to the screws, undo the screws and remove the handle off the door, and just quickly check the latch after we get the handles off each side, just to make sure that it is alright and there's no fault in it. So we pull that off. Quick look at the latch. The drive still looks okay. It's still sitting in the correct position. It's sitting in the door quite well and it's quite free. So we'll leave that latch on, as I said, because this new lock comes with a different latch setup. So we'll get it out of the box here. It actually comes with the standard rectangular face latch, so we can't use that one in here without cutting it in, and at this point there's no need to, so we won't do that. We'll just get the lock out, quickly pop it apart. Again, we're going straight for the retainer on the lever. Pop it out of the way, pull your rows off to give you vision of the screw holes. Just make sure the handle's nice and free. Place the spindle in through the centre of the latch. Just make sure that the latch is sitting in square, in the correct position. Now, the correct position for this, you need this little lever handle retainer facing forward towards the front of the latch, because the handle actually fits on in that position. So it's got to click over. We'll then put the screws in. And just get them in with start threading them in with your fingers first. Don't recommend using a battery screwdriver or something like power screwdriver, because quite often it's very easy to over tension the screws or even tear the head out of it. We see it a lot on jobs where handymen have been in doing a bit of work and they're not aware that doing that you can sometimes bend the rear of the faceplate on these. So we'll just use our screwdriver to nip it up, not tighten it right up, so we can make sure it's all nice and square and in the right position, and then do the rest of the tightening. And the way we do that is just check your handle, make sure it's running correctly in the right position so that it's sitting horizontally. Then nip it up. Just firmly, you don't have to be stupid and over tighten. It'll sit on the door well, and as you can see, it's retracting the latch correctly. Then we place our rows back on. Now, making sure you've got the access hole for the release in the right position. That way you can get to the retaining drive back there. And we get our new handle. Now, as you put the new handle on, just make sure you've got the nib on the back, this nib in the right position. Now, in this case, it needs to be in a vertical position. So as it slides on, just gently check it, just make sure that it's actually grasping in the right position, and then push it in, make sure it's in nice and tight and on well. Check it. Function's correct. Then we just check it on the door frame, make sure everything's working there. Job's done. Handle's correct. We've got it all set up again. And as I said, we just left that on because with a knock-in latch, sometimes it's quite hard to cut that in.